only remembered. When we are talking about present perfect, not all structures of present perfect is going to let me to write down years, dates, exact time. No todas las estructuras nos van a ayudar o podemos escribir lo que son años, fechas, sucesos, periodos de tiempo, expresiones temporales, etc. Not all. Why? Because don't forget, simple past is the only one who use years, dates, etc. But there is a huge difference. We use in simple past dates in order to notice that something, some actions has finished in the past. En el simple past usamos, ¿no? Nosotros los años, usamos las fechas para indicar cuándo es que ha terminado o ha concluido un, un evento, una acción, un aspecto, etc. ¿No? For example, I can say, I read this book last year, ¿no? So in this case, I'm notice which year for logical, en sentido lógico, ¿no? Si yo estoy diciendo en este caso last year, somos 2025, entonces 2024. Ahora, en el present perfect hemos visto que también podemos mencionar con años, pero ¿en qué sentido? Cuando la acción, when the action is continue until now, está continuando ahora, o ha repercutido en el ahora. For example, I can say, no sé, Damian has worked here since 2020. That means that since 2020 until now, the present, he is still working in that place. Que él sigue trabajando en ese lugar, ¿no? Así que, what do you remember about for and since? For and since. These two important, in this case, prepositions that help us to connect time expressions. Someone? Any volunteer or victim? ¿Quién recuerda? ¿Para qué usábamos el for y el since? Nobody? You forget it. For and since. Give me a second. I will open your... Carla, please.
Well, what I understand, the for is used when you're talking about the time that you did something. Yes, since it's like when you started to do something.
Yes, exactly. So, just to remember, we use for and since to describe actions about that happen in some time expressions, okay? In different time expressions. We have time expression like last year, last month, last or yesterday, but also we have those exact or that are really specific time expressions, like be 10 o'clock, 2015, when I was 15 years old. So don't forget, we use for to describe a length of time, ¿ok? Es como lo que nosotros llamamos un lapso. So in this case, a length of time between when the action or situation began and now, ¿no? Donde empieza y donde en el momento, el ahora, en el presente, se continúa con la acción. And then we use since to indicate a specific time. We do not mention like she's worked here since 2015. Only that. But look at this. I work at the bank for 3 years. That means that 3 years before she started. It's suppose, I don't know, 2024, no, 2023. So suppose this. This is like a lapse. Es como un lapso que tenemos nosotros. It's like in this time started and it's continual until now. But in this case, it's direct. It's direct. It goes to the specific time. She's worked here since 2015. I've loved animated films since I was 8 years old. In which it doesn't mention like I love animated films for a long time. It's different to say since I was 8 years old. It's a really specific time because even though we mention our years, our age, it will mark a year, for example, since I was 8 years old. So remember which year you had years old. So this is very specific time with since, and with for a length of time, for 3 years, for 2 weeks, for a long time, etc. Okay? So taking this into account, let's practice in order that we cannot forget this. Vamos a practicar, okay? Give me a second. All right, so in this case, we have this worksheet about present perfect with for and since. Don't forget this is an special structure in which we use for and since, different than simple past because it is more complex. As you remember, we have three different structures in which we can use present perfect. Okay, tenemos tres diferentes estructuras. So let's start, please. I would like your participation in order to remember. Choose for or since. Here we have different expressions, time expressions, and some specific time. So, for yesterday, what do you think is for or since? For or since? Yesterday.
Since.
Since, okay. A week. A week.
For a week.
For. June.
Since.
Oh my goodness. Wednesday.
Since.
For.
Okay, so let's see. Which? For since. We have two. We need
For.
other one. For, okay. Are you sure? Notice.
Since
6 hours
Wednesday.
For.
since. For
Since.
since. We are going to check it. So
Since.
let's see with since, okay? Let's see with since. 6 hours, 6 hours.
For
For.
6 hours.
Last month,
Since.
Since
Since.
5 years, 5 days, I'm sorry.
For.
8 o'clock.
For.
For.
since
Okay, we are with since. For, okay, we are going to see it. 2 months.
For.
for
1992.
Since.
Minutes.
For.
for
For.
A long time.
For.
Are you
For.
10 years?
For.
for
Last summer.
Since.
since
Since.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. A short time?
for a short time.
I was 10.
Since
Since.
I was 10.
All right. So now, here we have completed sentences using present perfect, then choose for or since. So in this case, we have to transfer, only write the simple, present perfect here, like, for example, she has lived in London. Which one? For or since? 5 years. For. Okay, so let it be. Nick, how will be?
Has no.
Excellent. Has known Tom for or since he moved to London.
since he moved to London.
Since.
Okay. C. Mrs. Harris with the
Has
verb to be. Excellent.
B.
B.
A teacher, 12 years.
4.
4.
12 years.
Okay. Felix,
Has
Has
lived
lived.
Live.
Asleep.
excellent, has lived in Paris for or since
Since.
1999.
since
Since.
since
Since.
1988, I'm sorry. You, in negative, the piano for since revealed several weeks. So
you haven't played
You haven't played.
you haven't played the piano for or since several weeks.
for
For
4.
several weeks.
Right? Negative again.
I haven't
Haven't seen
seen Emma
Emma
I haven't seen Emma for or
since
since.
last week.
Since last
since
week.
Okay. They
They have
they have
studied
studied
English for
have
3 months.
Have.
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 they have
haven't studied. Don't forget. English for or since 3 months.
4.
For.
Excellent. Sarah,
hasn't
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 spoke.
spoke
spoken.
Spoken.
spoken. Excellent. To Eva for or since.
for
For.
Four.
Verb to be. We
have been
We
Have
have
been. Been
there for or
there
since 3 years.
for
For.
3 hours.
for 3
Four.
hours.
Four.
He
has looked
Has looked for his kids.
for his keys for or since a long time.
For
For
a
For
long
a long time.
For a long time. Okay. This last one. We have this conversation in which we have to complete with different of these expressions that are commonly used in different conversations. So let's see. Riley says, Dan, long have you lived in Turkey? So which one will be adequate for this? All right. Noah, since 2008, I moved here with my family. How have you been here?
how long
How long?
Excellent. Riley, only 3 weeks. So which one?
for
For
Noah, cool. How long you been in Istanbul?
have
have you been?
Only a few days. Have you been to Cappadocia?
yet
Yet.
Perfect. No, but we are going to go there tomorrow. Have you?
been
Been.
Perfect. Yeah, it's fantastic. You can go
ballooning
ballooning. You can go ballooning.
But
Yeah, my family has done it once a year
since
since the only one who we have. Excellent. So let's see it. Check my answers. I don't want to email them. All right. So as I could see, yes, you're doing great job. So don't forget, present perfect is until now. You already know simple past. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Since 8 o'clock. The only one we were in doubt. Excellent. So no hemos puesto nuestro nombre. It doesn't matter. Okay. 4 is since. Why? Do not forget. It is an exact time. It is really a specific time. We are not saying like last month, last week, last year, for a long time. So look at this. For 6 hours. It's a specific time. So in this case, we also need like o'clock to mark like time. Okay? Like in the clock, we have en punto, in media, etc. Okay? And the other ones, yes, we did it great. Excellent. So now, as we are looking this past perfect, let's talk about film genres. Which film genres do you remember, or movie genres as we know? Which one do you remember? Do you have any new? Carla, please.
Like a comedia, horror films, uh, thriller films,
Yes.
action films. Mm, also, it could be romantic films.
Yes, and the ones that I think most people consider boring, musical, and other
Yeah.
ones. We have a lot of genres. Thank you so much, Carla. We have a lot of genres in which we can talk about movies. What it is important. Don't forget this, because genres is not only quite like movies, only horror movies, thriller movies, I don't know, romantic movies, etc. But also, this vocabulary will works with you very well when you are going to have, or maybe we are going to have, any topic that talk about book genres or theater genres that goes along with that. So don't forget this special set of vocabulary. It's important always to have new vocabulary. So in this case, we have a quite cool quiz, like I think 7 questions. Yes. So you have to guess according what it says. We consider here the main character is so funny. Funny. It's a brilliant. So we are talking about which film genre?
Comedy.
Comedy.
Comedy. Excellent. Comedy. Funny. Divertido. I never watch late at night. I can't sleep when I'm scared. So which one?
Horror
Horror
movies.
films.
Horror films. Excellent. That's some facts. The first I ever saw was The Jungle Book by Disney.
Cartoon.
So,
Cartoon.
cartoon. Excellent. Love Forever is a boring. It ends in a big wedding.
Romance.
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 Romance. So, don't forget wedding, boda. Boring, aburrido. What is Western? In USA, it's very common to talk about Western movies. Later on, I will explain to you. I don't usually like, but La La Land is great. So which one it is?
Musicals.
Musicals.
Musicals. Excellent. I love like the Harry Potter films. So what is Harry Potter?
Fantasy films.
Fantasy film.
Fantasy films.
Fantasy film. Excellent. I never watch. I hate fighting. So let's see it. This
War
is a new
films.
war
War
films.
films.
Horror
Excellent.
films.
So for USA, in USA, for American people, it's very common to talk about Western and war movies. Yes, we did it great. Why? Because it's on their own culture for different aspects. For example, Second World War, First World War, then what else? The evolution, different people who were living in Western and they have their own cultures. So it's very common for them to have these kind of genres. In our case, we don't have any Western movie because it's not it's not in our culture, and also because of the history. If you read or saw new TikToks, even though about Second World War, you can see different aspects from different views. All right, so now let's continue. I'm not pretty sure where we were. Where are seeing this? Yep. Okay, in the meantime, if you have any doubt with this topic, you can tell me because present perfect, then we are going to talk about future. And with future, then you are complete to read any book. Y están completos para leer cualquier libro que ustedes quieran. And that will be your homework. Just you to start thinking. First, you're going to choose any book to read. I will give you like reading comprehension. Van a escoger cualquier libro para leer. You have in the library, the Goldmaster, you can search about this. Just to be noticed. The level you are now, in this case, is like, if you want to don't rush with the level, you can try to find an A2 level book. But if you think you are eager to read, because why I mentioned this to you. A2, I'm pretty sure that most of vocabulary you already know in any book. Que cualquier vocabulario en el A2, ustedes ya son capaces de entender. Puede que uno que otro exista alguna duda. B1, in which it demands to you not only to learn grammar, but also to search information about different vocabulary. ¿Ok? Así que B1. Ahora sí, si quieren también darse el reto, B2 también les demanda aprender más vocabulario. ¿Ok? Así que es dependiendo también de su tiempo. Si ustedes en la semana trabajan, en la semana estudian y su tiempo es un poquito limitado, try to find an A2. Okay, A2. Because the important thing is that you read and comprehend. Of course, you're not going to read the book for, I know, you start now and for the next class you will finish. If you can, it's okay, but better if we do it step by step, okay? In order you can share and also you can speak and practice your reading comprehension, because I'm pretty sure most of you at the end of the course will be in B2 or B1, okay? So be careful. I think B2. The next level, you're going to see C1, all right? So please, as a homework for you, next class, you will tell me, I will read this book, I will read this book, okay? Try if you want, but do not limit about the number of pages of any book. No se limiten acerca de las páginas, no digan, esta página tiene ciento no sé cuántas páginas. It's okay, don't worry. You can, if you choose a book for 4 pages, only notice that the 4 pages is not going to give you enough knowledge that you need. So please, Carla, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
We have to read a book in the library.
Yes. In the library,
And
or if any of them is from your interest, you can tell me I want to find any book, or you can search it in the internet, whatever you want. The only thing is that you choose the ones that you like the most, el que les gusta, porque de nada me sirve, van a leer todos este libro y es una novela y supónganse de todos los que estamos aquí, a 5 personas les gusta la novela y a los otros, ay no, romántico no me gusta, ¿no? Así que de esa manera. So did you understand?
and for when?
For when? Next week, you are going to tell me, because we are going to give the first test in July, cuando vamos a terminar el primer test. Ahí ustedes ya tienen tanto lo que es present simple, simple past, past perfect, and future simple. Simple future, in this case, ¿ok? Así que, después del primer examen, ustedes me van a decir sus libros, los libros que han escogido, ¿ok? Así que tienen bastante tiempo para escoger, tienen bastante tiempo. Yo voy a habilitar un documento.
Consulta,
Sí, seguimos.
Miss Wen. ¿El libro tiene que ser necesariamente en inglés? ¿Sí?
Yes, in English. Don't worry. There are books that have their own. Give me a second. Les voy a mostrar. Give me just a second. Here my book. Yeah, this one. All right, now yes. You can search any book. Do not worry about the book. Try to find the books that are adequate for learn English. For example, this is, I think, a B1. I think it's a big one. This book has English, Spanish. It means that, look at this. When I'm reading this one here, all is in English. Everything is in English in this page. And in the other page is in Spanish. Here is in English, here is in Spanish. In English, in Spanish. Okay? So there are different books according to your level. So do not worry. Try to find specific books to learn reading comprehension for a ESL as an ESL language. What is ESL in this case? Learning a second language acquisition, second language. Because if you find, I don't know, any other book, I have here my book. Oh my goodness. Any other book that are for American people, well, that's different. Okay. Okay, for example, this one. This is not for learners. It's for American people who already know English because all of this is in English. It's because the main recipe, the main population, the author is directed to American people or people who talk and understand English language. So this is mostly for American. It's really huge book in which all of in English. And what is the difference with this book and this book is that mostly this book is not focused on that you learn. No está enfocado en que ustedes aprendan el vocabulario, sino this book is more focused on understand the history, to live the history, or to I don't know, to be more how can I say, distract. It's like a distraction, distressful. I don't know, something like this book. But these other books are more focused on you can learn the language step by step. That's why there exist these ones. There is the clarín, los clarines. In este caso, English and Spanish. So if you don't know any of these and you don't have time to, I don't know, you don't have time to search this in a dictionary or you don't have your cell phone because some people, when we read, we do not use any technology because it's this service. So you can learn it in this way. Okay? So yeah, that will be. So please, Karen.
Sí, sí, Miss. No sé si es que fuera posible, nos haría el favor de pasarnos tal vez una lista de las que podemos adquirir, ya sea de diferentes, con diferentes, ¿no? Aficiones, ya sea algo que sea recomendado como para que lo podamos aplicar. Por favor.
Ah, claro que sí, Karen, claro que sí. Voy a tratar de buscar, ver si estos hay en PDF, porque son muy buenos. En lo personal me ayudaba bastante cuando no tenía tiempo para traducirlo. So I will try to do it the list, all right? Carla.
What if we can find a book in like a real, but we can find like a PDF of a book in English?
Like an ebook. In this case, there are different pages. And now I don't have my pages in this account, but I will try
But
to find to
but we
you,
can
all
do
right?
that. We can read
Yes.
a book in PDF.
Yes, you can do it. It's not necessary that you buy this. But if you want, for example, here in La Paz, there are some fairs, book fairs in Monobloc, in which they sell this like really cheap because they're, I don't know, second-hand books. So there you can find it. And now other places, the only place I know is Viñeteca, but it's really expensive now with all of this, the dollar, okay? But you can do it with PDF or in the library. But first, I suggest to you to try to see the library in that the Goldmaster has because it has many books. If no one of them calls your attention, so then you can tell me, I would like to read this book, but there is not, or maybe I would try to find. I have my libraries, but I don't know now what is the name. I will spend a lot of time in this case, okay? But don't worry. For next class, I will try to give you a list with links. with links that we have in different for reading comprehension. Cecilia, please.
Hi, good morning. Yo tengo una página de internet donde se puede descargar, digamos, gratuitamente. Se llama Lectulandia. Pero los de la librería que brinda Goldmaster te indican qué nivel, entonces son mejores esos porque indican A1, A2. En cambio, de la página tendrías que averiguar por separado a qué nivel correspondería, digamos. Pero se pueden descargar gratis desde esa página.
All right, I will try to search that site. Voy a explorar ese sitio. Yo bien adicta a los libros. All right. Anyways, I will try to find it this del Clarín. It must have any page that brings this kind of stuff. Also, we have from British Council. British Council is different. It doesn't have translation like this, the English and Spanish, but it has here different glossary. I will try. Give me a second. Les voy a mostrar. If you want, I can scan some of things for you. Because it's book is knowledge. Okay. Yes. These are the other ones. Oh, different notes. Look at this. I'm not pretty sure if you can see it, but I hope so. Anyways, I will try. Look at this. Here is the Common European, and here signed to us in which level it is and how many words we must know. So, in this case, it has a glossary at the end, like a dictionary, so you can see it, like a word list. No, I'm not sure. Like a word list in which you can see the words that you don't understand. But these are most done for people who are in B2, in B2. So maybe they are A1, etc. This is for Pearson English readers. So maybe there has the own pages. I will try to share it. I'm more from a paper person who reads more paper. Excellent. So I hope you understand this task. You can find A2, B1, or B2 if you want a high level. Or even though I will try to share and maybe one book we can discuss about, okay? Any of them. But first, let me think about any of the pages so you can find all the books that adequate to your preferences, okay? Perfect. So, what else? But please do not forget, explore the library of Goldmaster. There you will find different histories that are very beautiful. I already read some of them and I really love it because I didn't read it in English, but now yes, and it has more sense. Okay? Excellent. So, now let's review. This was the last topic we were talking about last class. Okay? Would rather to express preferences. Do not forget that this is really important because later on we are going to see our friend that is will. Who is will? Will is the future. Will be the ones who express future expressions. So then you will have a complete set of present, past, and future. Okay? So just to remember, would rather we use to express preferences, like I would rather watch horror movies than comedy movies. Okay, so there we express like a kind of two options, but our preferences will always be one. So in this case, we said use would rather plus a base form. Do not forget what is a base form in this case. We have simple present, that in this case is, for example, the verb take. Then we have the simple past, that will be the verb took. Then we have the where is my, for the present perfect, oh my goodness, present perfect, that will be taken. All right, so our base form of verb will be like we know it as an infinitive. In this case, it's the ones that is not conjugated. For example, here, my wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. If simple present is mostly compared and as almost is the same like the base form, because our base form is to take. That is the base form. And then we have simple present take. Why we separate this to this? Don't forget for he, she, it. In simple present, we do not write take. ¿Cómo escribimos para el simple present? Para el she, he, it. Take. How it is conjugated. ¿Cómo se conjuga? ¿Mm? Excellent. Takes. So that is different. Simple present is not in simple present. It's the base form. Base form of the verb. Es la base. So for example here, my wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic. So, something important. In some cases, some sentences, we are going to use than. It's like a preposition. It says que, okay? With this one, yes. And why we use, in which moments we know that we use than? When we are comparing an action with another action. When we are saying our preference comparing one action with other action. For example, my wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. That means that his wife prefers to watch TV than go out tonight. So it's the less that one she prefers. So look at this. For these ones to express those actions, we use than. Now, in question, how it goes. In question, we have different clauses in which we express about time. One of them is, would they rather see an action film or a romance? Look at this. Would, my subject, and rather see. Rather see. Look at this is the structure that is followed in all structures. Even though we use a double-edged question, it continues the action, okay? And now, look at this. Would they rather see an action film or a romance? In question, we do not have the exact response in this case. No tenemos la respuesta exacta, like action film or romance, like in this. That's why in this case, it goes with or. An action film or a romance. Two options. So next one, what would you rather do? Go out to see a movie or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? So look at this. Or in questions than in answers. Okay? It's pretty common. Some cases you will find different, and that's okay because it's other structures. So we have our short answers. Short answers are more adequate when we talk about yes or no questions, or answers in this case. But these are more direct. I mean that as we short questions, we don't have to give explanations. Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Or no, I'd rather no. Just to remember, we only can answer with would or wouldn't or rather not in negative. Only that. We cannot say it. Yes, I'd rather contraction we do not use. This is not okay. We cannot say no, I wouldn't rather. It's not okay. Okay? So, if I ask to you, would you rather see a musical? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. No, I'd rather not. All right? So, this was the last topic we talked about last class. So, give me a second. All right. And now we have here the pronunciation of grammar. So we are going to listen and you will repeat. Where is my sound? Okay, so let's listen and you try to repeat the pronunciation of would rather and would rather not. So let's listen.
My wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight.
I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again.
Would they rather see an action film or a romance?
What would you rather do? Go out to see a movie or stay home?
Would you rather see a comedy?
Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. No, I'd rather not.
Okay, so please, I would like all of you, we are very few people. So please start. Estrella, read all of these statements and the questions. Please do not forget that question has huge intonation, or in this case, low intonation, degrading intonation at the end. Like, would they rather see an action film or a romance? Or a romance different to these ones. Okay? So please, Estrella.
Eh, dis- no entendí muy bien qué es lo que tengo que hacer.
Read, solo leer. Lee.
Ah, eh, my wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Would they rather see an action film or a romance? What would you rather do? Go out to see a movie, or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. Mm, No, I would. Or no, rather not.
Okay, do not forget in this case, I'd, I'd rather not get stuck in traffic jam, in traffic again. I'd, in this case, wouldn't or would. Okay, Karen, please, could you read these sentences, please?
Okay. My wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Would they rather see in an action film or a romance? What would you rather do? Go out to see a movie or stay home? What would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Or no, I'd rather not.
Excellent, thank you so much, Karen. Carlos Arturo, please.
Statements or questions?
Both.
My wife will rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Will they rather see an action film or romance? What will you rather do? Go out to see a movie or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. Or no, I wouldn't. Or no, I not rather not.
Excellent, thank you so much, Carlos. Marcela Jorges, please.
My wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Would they rather see an action film or a romance? What would you rather do? go out to see a movie or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Or no, I'd rather not.
Okay, Laura Maciel, please. Thank you so much, Marcela.
Okay, teacher. Statements. My wife would rather watch TV than go out tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Questions. Would they rather see an action film or a romance? What would you rather do? Go out to see a movie or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Or no, I'd rather not.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Laura. Daniel?
Yes. My wife would rather watch TV than go off tonight. I'd rather not get stuck in traffic again. Would they rather see an action film or a romance? What would you rather do? Go off to see a movie or stay home? Would you rather see a comedy? Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Or not, I'd rather not.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So, do not forget these structures are really important, yes, because later on you will need it in order to express your preferences and also to have or to give different support of preferences. So, look at this. It says it's a grammar practice in which we have to choose the correct answers to complete the conversation about preferences. So, let's see conversation one. It says, I'd love to see the movie yesterday. What do you think? Actually, I've already seen that one. See something else. So which one? Carla, please.
I'd rather see something else.
Excellent. I'd rather see something else. Number two. What would you rather? A comedy or a drama?
Sí.
Okay. Liz? V. Me neither. Which one? I'd rather or I'd rather not?
I'd rather.
Okay. Give me a second, Marcy. Oh, no. Okay, give me a second. Ok. ¿Por qué no cambia? I'm sorry, aquí está mi celular y me tapa la ventana de mi pantalla. Number 3. Would you like to go out to see a movie tonight? Actually, which one? I'd rather not. I wouldn't rather. So which one?
I'd rather not.
I'd rather not. Okay, so let's see it. Excellent. Why? Do you remember what it means beat? I'm totally beat.
It's like say you're tired.
Excellent. Like this person is really tired. Is very tired. Okay. Excellent. Letter A. Number 4. Stay home and stream a movie tonight. What do you think? Which one? I'd rather or I wouldn't rather? Carla, please.
I'd rather stay home.
I'd rather. Excellent. Then letter B. Me feel like going out. So which one? I'd rather or I'd rather not?
I'd rather not.
I'd rather not. So excellent. Well, here we have conversation. You have your part of speaking, so do not worry. This is the communication activator. Yes, I remember now. Okay, so in this case, it says, now let's choose a movie to watch. This is complete communicator activator that is very common to at the moment you are interacting with other person. So in this case, it starts with, hi Liz, how about the movie tonight? That works for me. So what does it mean that works to me is to be agreed to a plan or action. Okay, to be agreed or a plan or action. In this case, my question, what are you in the mood for? A good love story? No offense, but I can't stand love history. I think I'd rather see a classic film like Men in Black. What do you think? That sounds good. I've always wanted to see that one. So, look at this. In this case, the only thing you have to be focused is that most of these structures is going to maintain at the moment anyone is going to talk to you or interact. The only thing that will change will be the genres, the proper name of any movie, any again genres, and what else? Only that. Okay? So now let's listen this conversation. Try to be focused more in the intonation that people in this case do, because many people try, I don't know, forget that kind of intonation. And this is important because question mark help us to know that it's a question. If we don't have the intonation in this case, it, it would be really difficult to your listener to understand if it is a question or it is a statement. Okay? So
Hi,
please, let's
Liz.
listen.
How about a movie tonight?
That works for me. What are you in the mood for? A good love story?
No offense, but I can't stand love stories. I think I'd rather see a classic film, like Men in Black. What do you think?
That sounds good. I've always wanted to see that one.
Okay, so now I will choose people who will do this conversation model. But please, in Spanish, cambien esto. No digan lo mismo, ¿ok? What else you have to change? This one, love histories. Cambien todo ello, ¿ya? Why? Because it doesn't have any sense if you don't practice with the new vocabulary you already know. Even though some vocabulary you don't have to say it because you already maybe know. Okay, so Carla, would you like to say it?
Yes.
Okay, so Carla, you will be letter A, and Karen, you will be letter B, please. So try to change it. You can see horror history, any other one. So
Okay.
let's start.
Hi, Liz. How about a movie tonight?
That works for me. What are you doing in the mood for a sad story?
No offense, but I can stand a sad story. I think I rather see a horror film like The Nun. What do you think?
That sounds good. I've always wanted to see that one.
Excellent. Thank you so much, you both. Now, Marcela and Cecilia. Marcela and Cecilia, please. Marcela, you will be letter A, and Cecilia, you will be letter B. So let's start.
Okay, hi ladies. How about the movie tonight?
That's work for me. What are you in the mood for a good horror story?
No offense, but I can't stand horror stories. I think I'd rather see a I don't know, a romantic film. Like, oh, I can't remember it. I don't know. What do you think?
That sounds good. I always wanted to see that one.
Excellent. Perfect. So don't worry, even the love story, I'm like romantic. I don't know. Excellent. Daniel Perez, and Carlos. Daniel, you will be letter A, and Carlos, you will be letter B. So let's start.
Mm, Hi Liz, how about a movie tonight?
That works for me. What are you in the mood for a funny story?
No offense, but I can't stand funny stories. I think I'd rather see um I don't think like uh no se me ocurre.
You can say fantasy, science fiction,
Mm,
musical,
mm,
romance, thriller.
a fantasy. What do you think?
That sounds good. I always wanted to see that one.
Excellent. Thank you so much, you both. Okay, so something I forget to say it is that you have to change the name as well. Anyways, it's going to work later on. Okay, so don't forget we have el that works for me. When someone is going to tell you or ask to you, I don't know, maybe, Danielle, let's see, tomorrow. Go out. To, let's go out tomorrow, and let's go for a coffee. And if you have the time, you are free in the time. You have free time, you are able to go because you don't have any work, any issue, don't have any, I don't know, chores, nothing. So you say, that works for me. That works for me. That works for me is mean to be agreed to a plan or an action. That works for me. If you translate literally, it's not that. Es como si dijéramos está bien o está bien para mí, but we don't say that's good for me. That works for me because that action is able and it goes with your time, it goes with everything that you want to do it and is correct and it goes in the perfect time. And that's why, because you are agree to a plan or an action. So do not forget this. This is important. As mentioned before, better if you have in different, I don't know, different cards, your social language, because you will need it. In speaking treasures for C1 and C2 is really needed about different expressions to do not have gaps at the moment to talk, para que no tengamos diferentes lagunas cuando hablemos, all right? Okay, so in this case it says, now let's choose a movie to watch. We already said this. Yeah, there are some kind of repetitive things. Knowledge. Yes, we already done it this. We already done it this. Okay, so here we have a keep talking, in which you have to suggest other movie and movie genres. Suggest is different than mention our own, I don't know, likes and dislikes. How would you suggest other movies and movie genres to other ones? Ask more questions. Who is in it? Have you seen it before? When we say it, who is in it, is like mention in that moment, is there any actor that or actress? So maybe it's a famous actor and most people watch some movies because some famous actors are on this, okay? Or have you seen before? If you're suggesting something, it is obviously that maybe you seen before. But when you describe that, you have to ask to the other person. Maybe the other person already see it, so the suggestion is like complement of ideas. Only that. Say more about specific movies, okay? It's the best, or is the worst. So we can have these opinions about any movie genre or any movie that is from a specific genres. For example, here most people say, I don't know, which one was the more compliment? I think last year, most people think that the Siren from Disney in real life, live action, La Sirenita, most people think it's the worst movie I ever seen. So there's like those examples. So please, I ask now to you, write on the chat. It will be for your participation and as well will be for your assistant, for your, yes, for your assistant. Give me a second. Okay, so now you will write short paragraph, at least 3 sentences, short sentences. You will suggest a movie or any movie genre to us, to us. Okay, we are your population. You will ask more questions. Who is in it? Have you seen before? And you can say it. Also your own opinion. It's the best movie I ever seen. Or even though you can answer, you can say it is the worst movie I ever seen. But most people say it, you give the opportunity to watch this movie. Okay? So, first, choose any movie that you have in your mind. Even the better ones, the ones you are is the favorite of you. And then please try to mention why is your favorite. Maybe there is an actor who you already know, so you can mention that actor. Okay? So please, now we're not going to talking because you are going to read it, but I will need your participation. So please, you have like 6 minutes, 6 minutes to write it down your suggestion of other movies. Only suggest other movies. Van a tener 6 minutitos para que ustedes sugieran una película in English, okay? And then we are going to read it in the chat, Zoom chat. Karen, please.
Miss, I have a question. What page of the book is it?
What page is this on the book? Give me a second.
Estoy haciendo seguimiento con el...
Okay, okay. We are in this one. Keep talking, so just in this one. Page 31. 31. We are in the keep talking, in this little part.
Okay. Es que no veía la fotito, la misma fotito que proyectó hace rato donde está lo que va a mostrar.
Yes, I understand you. Igual yo estaba ayer. No veía yo de, ya aquí no se puede avanzar así por páginas, por paneles. Okay, thank you so much, Carla. So, what about the others, please? Right. It doesn't matter even though if you say, I don't know how to express my ideas. Try it. Try to express your ideas. Intente. If you don't try it, hopefully you will never see. Know if it is okay, if it's wrong, or maybe, I don't know, anything. So Carla say, Black Men, it's the worst movie I ever seen. But the movie I suggest to see, it could be Fast and Furious 8. Yes, excellent. Perfect. Why do you think Black Men is the worst?
Because I don't
see.
know, it's something hilarious like that.
Okay, like don't take that topic of aliens and other thing like a serious thing, something really serious.
It's not that, it's just that the characters, I don't like it.
Okay, the characters. So excellent. What about the others? I will wait for you. Okay. In the meantime, in what you are writing down, mientras estén escribiendo, do not forget to see the invitations you have, las invitaciones que tienen, ¿ok? Creo que tienen ahorita una invitación for La Paz and Cochabamba, ¿ok? So please try to assist. Believe it or not, those talks are really important at the moment you are learning English because you cannot only stop with English knowledge like grammar, vocabulary, listening. No, because English give us you or give us, including me, different opportunities like travel abroad, that working abroad, that study abroad, and many other things that can improve your knowledge and can improve your academic life. Okay? So please, Cecilia, Eric Brockovich is a movie about drama and crecimiento personal. Okay, in this case, do not forget, crecimiento personal is personal development. I will write it down. What is this? Personal development. Personal development. Okay. Have you seen it before? The best movie I ever seen. The principal person is the actor Julia Roberts. Excellent. In this case, principal, do not forget we say personal is like say it's personal, okay? Person to person. But in this case, personal, you mean the principal or the main character. Character, or we can say it the principal character. Character, okay? Es personaje. Main character, principal character. Carlos Arturo, The Nun is the worst movie of terror I ever seen. But the movie I suggest to see if you like the terror is Hereditary. Okay, excellent. I already saw both of them. Me quedo con las japonesas. Okay, I have it too. What about the others? What about the others? You're going to notice when most of you are going to, I don't know, travel abroad or interact with other persons that are American people, you're going to see that they are really extrovert. They are not like in our culture. We maintain our own things for us, but many of them are like, like takes to you and they start to talking. They want to know where are you from? They want to know your age. They want to know your hobbies. They want to know everything about you. Everything about you. They want to know, I don't know, your country, how many, they say it states, but we say departments. So that kind of difference, they want to know everything. And they start to ask to you because they are a lot of Americans. They are really grateful with different people. At least the Harry Potter for me, it's the best movies that I have seen in my oh my goodness in my teens. I like to learn the Jesus and the names of fantasy animals. Yes, Harry Potter I think is one of the best. It has many adaptations, even though in books you have to choose well the editorial. Excellent. World War Z is the best movie I have seen because it was exciting and the actors like Brad Pitt. Give me a second. Matthew Fox did an amazing job. I suggest that movie if you like an action and horror movie. Liz, please.
Teacher, one question, please. What do you say hechizos in English?
Jesus. I don't know. It's not a common word that I use, but don't worry. We have technology. But as mentioned before, if you want a translation, Lingua is the best. Lingua is the best. So let's see. I don't know because I don't use. Look at this here. Imagínate hechizos. So in this case, yes, and like wizards. Wizards in this case. Yes, wizards.
Okay, teacher.
Because
Thank you.
don't don't forget that in English why I suggest lingua a lot because you can see it in sentences and see the context. It's not the same that say wizards because wizards is more for fantasy, but we have incantation, we have enchantment, and other ones that are more for real things that happens now, okay? Que tiene que ver mucho con la brujería americana. So it's different, those actions. So be careful with that. That's why don't forget lingui, fun deeply. Even though more lately, if you want to write or correct your writing, you can also write it down here and you can correct according to any style you want. If it is, I don't know, for a thesis, you can see academic or an essay, academic. The tone you want, enthusiastic, friendly, confident, conciliant, etc. So this is beautiful. It's free. It's really free. All right, so give me a second. In the meantime, I was reading. Okay. It's the best movie. Flow is the best movie I ever seen, but don't recommend the love histories. Most of them are very boring. It's like cliche. Uh, Marcela, I really like zombie movies. Train It Busan. Ah, yes. It's a really good one. I think it's one of the best movie I ever seen. On the other hand, Zombie World is the worst movie I ever seen. The Pursuit of Happiness. It's a movie that teaches us that failure, struggle, and perseverance can lead us to success. Yes, it is a beautiful movie. The Blade is worst movie of action I ever seen, but the movie I suggest it's Life is Beautiful. It's the best movie I ever seen. The protagonist is Robert Bikini, excellent. Green Book is a film I can suggest you. It's about a black pianist and his friend. It has inspired mission about respect. Excellent, perfect. You know, you have already different vocabulary to do an essay. Let's mete el ensayo. All right. In the meantime, you continue writing. Do not worry. We are going to learn new vocabulary, and lately I listened to Carla mention hilarious. So this new vocabulary are again adjective. What is an adjective that describes something? To describe movies, but in this case, we can say funny movie are hilarious. I don't know. Maybe fantasy movies are unforgettables. I don't know. Maybe, as mentioned, who mentioned here, the pursuit of happiness is a thought-provoking. Maybe some other movies are romantic, some of them are silly, all right? And some of them are violent. So look at this. This vocabulary is like a C1, C2. It's very common besides to say funny or very funny, hilarious. So do not forget this vocabulary because it's most used. We have the other ones we already seen. We are going to remember. So please, I would like you to listen also is an animated. Excellent, Abraham Ali. Perfect. So look at this. We are going to listen and then you will read. As it is 6 words, you have to be able to pronounce. It's not hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. And most of words like to see serious, serious is end with this little part of um, triptongs. Sí, triptong. So let's
Hilarious.
listen.
Unforgettable.
Thought provoking.
Romantic.
Silly.
Violent. Now listen again and repeat.
Hilarious.
Okay. Don't forget here as well. Is violent. Is not violent. Violent. Silly. Romantic. Thought-provoking. Unforgettable. Hilarious. Okay? This thought-provoking. It's not throat or thought. No. Thought-provoking. Thought-provoking. Okay? So now, please, I would like mostly volunteers who would like to read, and then I will choose. All of you are going to read. So, yum, yum, yum. In the meantime, Liz, please, could you start?
¿Será que podemos escucharlo un hito más, por favor?
Claro que sí. In this case, I will try to play. Voy a reproducir con el espacio para repetir. ¿Ok? So, listen and repeat. Repitan ustedes.
Again and repeat.
Hilarious.
Unforgettable.
Thought provoking.
Romantic.
Silly.
Violent.
Okay, so do not forget this thought, 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 thought. La T se pronuncia, ven ahí que la T es como una crucecita y es que eso nos recuerda a nosotros, es el rostro, y la lengua se va a poner entre nuestros dientes. Thought, 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 thought. ¿Ok? La G en este caso se llega a omitir por el hecho de la intensidad de aire que necesitamos para la T y la H. Así que es thought, 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 provoke, thought, provoke, thought, provoke. Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. Esta O y esta U, ¿cómo pronunciamos? Hilarious, hilarious. Hagan como la pronunciación de la O, de la
Disculpa,
O.
tengo una duda.
Yes, yes.
Esa TH, en algunas ocasión, tal vez en la fonética, lo he logrado escuchar como si fuera una Z muy sutil, ¿no? So,
Sí, prácticamente es ese sonidito. Es como
pero
el...
consultita, es que le comento que yo bueno, formo parte de un coro, entonces el inglés que nos enseñan para aplicarlo ahí es otro tipo de inglés, nos dicen que hay algunas palabras que varían, entonces un poquito trato de combinar ambos, no sé, me es un poco
Ah,
difícil, ¿no?
ya. En
Varían, la
este
T,
caso,
pues,
ya. No,
no nos hacen decir de da, o sea, la persona que nos guía a nosotros es bien cerrada, ¿no? Una persona mayoría, entonces como que un poquito me voy complicando con eso, pero acá no sé si estaría bien tal vez fonéticamente hablando esa TH como lo que usted dice y tal vez suena sutilmente una Z, ¿no? Súper suavita.
sí, prácticamente es ese sonido, ¿no? Porque si nosotros mencionamos en nuestro contexto, por ejemplo, la palabra zapato no se dice con, bueno, se pronuncia, mayoría pronuncia con S, pero el sonido de la Z es za, zapato, ¿no ve? Zapato. Nuestra lengua igual se pone intermedia. Y lo mismo es con esto. Así que, pero no te preocupes. Vas a ver que más adelante, créeme que creo que las personas, especialmente que son del lado de Asia, se les entiende de manera diferente. Cada uno de nosotros tenemos nuestra propia entonación, pero todos estamos asemejados a algo que es que se entiende, ¿ok? Así que no te preocupes, si te tienes otra entonación, si tienes otro acento, eso no es un limitante para nada, ¿ok? Excellent. So, Liz, now your turn, please.
Okay, teacher. Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Then, Abraham Ali.
Sí, teacher. Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly y violent.
Excellent. Betsabe, please.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Carla Tigo, please.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, city, and violent.
Excellent. Carlos Arturo.
Hilarious, unforgettable, provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Excellent. Cecilia.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Excellent. Cristel.
Hilarious, uh, unforgettable, uh, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Okay, thank you so much. Daniel.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly y violent.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Dailin.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Excellent. Estrella.
Yeah. Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Okay, thank you so much. Karen.
Okay. Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, violent.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen. Laura.
Hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, and violent.
Okay, thank you so much. So, do not forget this pronunciation. It's very important. Why? Because, especially with this thought, as it's a compound word, es una palabra compuesta. How we know? Because here we have nuestro signo auxiliar, okay? Thought-provoking, unforgettable, unforgettable. This you adopt the sound of an A, okay? Unforgettable, unforgettable. Hilarious, romantic, silly, silly, violent, right? So, also, do not forget these other adjectives we have, like amazing, boring, funny, interesting, confusing, relaxing, depressing, scary, disappointing, terrifying, exciting, and weird. I don't know if you remember, or maybe yes, I hope so. In the chapter 1, unit 1 or unit 2, we already seen this one in which we use ing for adjectives, ing for adjective, as it in here. And also we have different adjectives that end with y and the irregular ones that end with other ones. So please do not forget, you already have different set of vocabulary in order to describe something. So here we have, okay. So in this case, I can see many of you. Like Shirt is one of the best animated movie, that excellent, very funny. So as it says very funny, it is nuestro degradé, nuestro triángulo de jerarquía en cuanto a vocabulario y significado de uso. So in this case, hilarious. You can say Sun is the best animated movie that I suggest because the characters are hilarious and it has a good story. Excellent. I recommend watching the movie Interstellar because it combines science, emotion, and spectacular visual effects and deep history about love, time, and human survival. So you can say it in this case. I recommend watching the movie Interstellar because it's unforgettable. It combines science, emotion, and excellent, Christelle. What else? Soul is an animated and musical movie with an interesting background. Have you seen it? It's one of the best movie. Okay, so you can say Soul is an animated and musical movie. It's thought-provoking. It's thought-provoking. Okay, so now, please choose any other besides you already mentioned other movies, but now say it. It's hilarious, unforgettable, thought-provoking, romantic, silly, or violent. As mentioned, silly is like those aquellas películas que son parodias, ¿no? Que no se toman casi serio un tópico. Así que pueden mencionar la película en español. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter in this case. So, just a sentence, one sentence. You can say, I don't know, Shrek is an unforgettable movie. I don't know what else. El Aro is such a violent movie. Avengers Endgame, it's amazing and unforgettable. Perfect. What else? Continue writing. Which movies are now? ¿Qué película de terror está ahora? Destino Final. I didn't see Destino Final, a final end, but my friend told me that it's on a great movie. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I will see it. Okay, so all of you have to write. I need to see like 13 sentences. I'm so sorry. Today I'm with a sore throat in the morning. A scary movie is a silly movie, but also hilarious. Yes, a scary movie. All of them are silly, but also hilarious. What else? Okay, The Conjuring is scary and a little weird. Yes, scary and a little bit weird. Okay, so what about the others? The serie The Walking Dead is okay. In este case, the serie The Walking Dead is very violent. That lo omites nomás, ¿ya? No necesitamos en aquí. Los adjetivos no se llegan a contar mucho. Por ejemplo, no podemos decir te provoca, ¿cómo decimos? Thought provoking, que te hace pensar, right? Unforgettable, es inevitable, pero no puede ser, es un inevitable, es unos inevitables. So, do not mention alright? Only the series The Walking Dead is very violent.
Okay.
Hachiko, A Dog's History, is a depressing movie. It was unforgettable for me. Excellent. Zombie World is, again, do not say weird. No. It's weird and silly movie. Excellent. Perfect. So in the meantime, you are continue write it down. Let's see it. Here we have a listening in which there are different movie reviews. We have, I think, like 6 movie reviews. This one and the other one, okay? In which we have to listen the conversation, in this case, and the audio, and let's see it. If number 1, recommend, do not recommend, and thought it was ok. Alright? Final destination is confusing but hilarious. I really liked Se Levanta el Viento. There were a very romantic part, but the end it was depressing. Yes. Yes. Anime is not is okay. So let's listen and you will tell me. We are going to listen first, number 1, and you will tell me if the sibling, any person, doesn't recommend it, thought it was just ok, or recommended. Okay? So let's listen conversation 1 in the meantime. La Hermana Sofia is a very violent and gory movie. It tells the history of a perspective Cinderella's. Yes, I didn't see it. I will try to see it. Yo tomando apuntes. The Aladdin is unforgettable. Okay, in your case, an is an unforgettable and funny movie. Okay, excellent. So now let's listen.
Review number 1. Has anyone seen the movie The Sibling? I have, and I have to say it's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Here's what it's about. This family moves into a big new house. At first, everyone is really happy, but one night, the kids see a family outside the house that looks just like their family. Well, after that, all kinds of violent things happen, and they're all totally terrified. I guess they wanted to make the movie really scary, but for me, it just wasn't. As a matter of fact, I thought it was totally confusing. Frankly, I'd rather see something a little more serious. I give it 1 star, and that's it.
Okay, so did you listen or would you like to repeat?
Can we repeat, please?
Yes, of course.
Please.
So let's listen. First, it says if he recommended, he don't say it in any audio, even though when you're going to see later on, in any audio, it's going to tell you the answer, like in this. But you have to infer. Tienen que saber inferir. All right? So let's listen. If there is any word that you don't understand, you can tell me. Si hay alguna palabrita, no sé, por ejemplo, guess. No sé qué es guess. Entonces, you can tell me. So let's listen.
Review number 1.
Yes, Karen. Continue.
Tenemos que seleccionar ahí de lo que vamos a nuestra percepción o lo que el relator está diciendo, su percepción.
Lo que el relator está diciendo.
Ok.
Ajá. Él está hablando acerca de esta película y otros aspectos que tal vez no le ha gustado, pero él te dice, por ejemplo, ¿tú qué puedes inferir? Si él te dice que le da 1 estrella de 10 estrellas, entonces, ¿qué puedes inferir de ello? All right? Lo que dice. So, let's listen.
Review number 1. Has anyone seen the movie The Sibling? I have. And I have to say, it's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Here's what it's about. This family moves into a big new house. At first, everyone is really happy. But one night, the kids see a family outside the house that looks just like their family. Well, after that, all kinds of violent things happen, and they're all totally terrified. I guess they wanted to make the movie really scary, but for me, it just wasn't. As a matter of fact, I thought it was totally confusing. Frankly, I'd rather see something a little more serious. I give it 1 star, and that's it. Review number.
Okay, so, which one? The
I think it
person
will be doesn't recommend it.
Doesn't recommend it.
Okay, Betsabe is the same.
Yes, teacher doesn't recommend it.
Okay, Lee is the same.
Yes, teacher doesn't recommend it.
Excellent, doesn't recommend it. He said it was confusing, he doesn't like it. Excellent, and he gives us 1 star. Number 2, cantata, the same. So let's listen.
2.
I know a lot of people think if a movie is about real people and doesn't have actors, boring. They'd rather just watch something else. But I recently saw the film Cantata about a Peruvian opera singer, and that was not true at all for this movie. It talks about his career starting from when he was really young, and the music? What can I say? He's just a wonderful singer. This is a movie you're always gonna remember.
Review.
Okay, so number 2. What does he say? Liz?
I think recommends it.
Okay. Carlos?
Igual, recomiendo.
Okay. Carla?
Yeah, the same.
All right, so excellent. She recommends it. Now let's go to number 3. My friend Keisha.
Number 3. I've just seen the movie My Friend Keisha. It's a little old, but what a great film. At first, I thought the story sounded kind of weird, but I was totally wrong. Angie Thomas plays the main character, Keisha, a chef who can't find work. Every time Keisha goes on an interview, the job goes to a man. So, when she hears about an opening at a nice French restaurant, she decides to dress as a man to get the job. But then, her manager, a woman, who thinks Keisha is a man, begins to fall in love with her. Rather than weird, the movie is in fact very funny. And not only that, the movie really makes you think about some of the difficulties women have in their careers. If you want a good laugh and you want to think, be sure to see this amazing movie. It's a classic. I give it 5 stars. Review number
Okay. What about this? Carla.
I think it would be recommended.
Okay. Cecilia.
Me too. Recommended.
All right. So let's see. Give me a second. Excellent. Yes, he recommended. So let's see. Conversation number 4.
4.
An interesting movie I just saw recently was The Great Camel. It's about this camel that greets tourists at the Great Wall of China. There are no actors and no real camels in the movie. It's all drawings. Beautiful drawings. Especially when you watch her walk along the Great Wall. The only problem is that the story is kind of hard to understand. One day, the camel discovers that she has a special talent. When she drinks a lot of water, she can sing really well. I don't really get that. But the story is really sweet. You feel good when she surprises all the tourists with her singing. In the end, she becomes famous and everyone's happy. It's a good movie for kids.
Okay, so what about Betsabe?
Thought it was just okay.
All right. Carla?
It would be so it was okay.
Excellent. Carlos?
Same.
Okay, and Liz?
The same option, teacher.
All right, the same. So, excellent. Thought it was okay. It was okay. So, let's listen. Number 5.
Review number 5.
I have always wanted to see the movie I Need a Taxi, so I finally streamed it last night. The movie's opening scene is pretty amazing. It's raining, and all these people are trying to get taxis, but none of the taxis are stopping for them. So they all start singing and dancing in the street, in the rain. It makes you want to dance, too. But after that, I didn't think the music or the dancing was very good. And it's almost 3 hours long. The movie is actually about a guy, an actor, who drives a taxi when he's not acting. One day an English teacher takes his taxi and he falls in love with her. Unfortunately, you have to watch them not being able to get together for the next 2 hours. But you actually want to help them, and you feel kind of sad for them. Let's say it's not bad, but it's not great.
Okay, so what about number 5? Okay, Karen?
I think she doesn't recommend it.
All right. Carla?
Well, I think it would be so it was just okay.
All right. So let's see. Cecilia?
The same. True and was just okay.
And Liz?
The same, teacher. So it was just okay.
All right. So, excellent. In this case, thought it was just okay. And the last one, let's listen.
Review number 6.
I'm not a big fan of the actor Son Chi-yu, but I enjoyed him in the movie Fists of Power. The movie is about a doctor in San Francisco. As a child, his father teaches him how to fight with his feet and his fists. He'd rather not fight. He'd rather help people. But he knows he has to. So when he grows up, he fights the bad guys. Lots of bad guys. The only problem with this movie is that the bad guys are really, really bad. So the movie is just not appropriate for children. But I kind of liked it.
Okay, so what about number 6? Liz?
I think though it was just okay.
All right. So, Dailin?
Maybe he doesn't recommend it.
All right. So, we need someone who can love this empathic. Or would you like to listen again? Carla?
I think it would be just okay.
Just okay. So let's see it. Excellent. Thought it was just okay. Just okay. Excellent. So this is listening movie reviews. As you could see it here, it's not only Jack choosing the correct answer, but also to notice for you. Here we have, even though in your books you have, en sus libros igual tienen los que son los scripts, ¿no? Cómo es que hablan cada uno de los interpretadores, ¿no? So in this case, you can see how they express their ideas. All right? And how you can express as well your ideas when we are talking to. It's different when we talk and it's different when we speak. Because look at this. How he doesn't say it's boring. It's boring. Right? Boring. So that sound expression is kind of difficult because here the person expressed to you that actually that movie it was boring. It's not like it was boring. It's like no, it's like boring, really, really boring. And he wants to express that boring, like with an intonation, and as well with all of this you can see, right? I suppose this you have at the end of the book. It used to have mostly of the books. I didn't know you have books. They told me they have in the library books and the digital book, and I go like, okay, all right. So, yes,
¿En qué parte sale del segundo libro, cierto?
yes, it used to be at the end. Sabe estar al final. No he visto sus libros en físico. I don't have any physical book, but it used to be at the end. Al final, sabe estar los scripts de todos los audios que se usan. Todos los audios que se usan. ¿Ok? So, si lo buscan, me dicen me dicen si lo encuentran. Y si no, pues debe estar en la librería. Voy a tratar de buscar, pero debe estar al final. En mi caso, tarda bastante en cargar el libro. Al final siempre se va a ver como primero se va a ver la tablita de los prompts to pronunciation, then se va a ver un tipo de glosario. Algunos libros también llevan lo que es la estructura gramatical. Luego, después están diferentes palabras que se están usando. Y al final se va a estar los scripts y vocabulario nuevo, donde encuentran vocabulario complementario de cada uno. Me dicen si lo encuentran, ¿ok? All right, that's seen the time. Let's have 10 minutes of break. Vamos a tener 10 minutitos de descanso para que no les reviente la cabeza con tanto English. All right, so let's have 10 minutes of break and then we will return. Yes, I will call the list in you as well, and then you're going to tell me. So continue. 10 minutes of break. Okay, so break is over. All right, so let's continue with the class. In this case, we are going to do an inference. Listen to infer. What is an inference? ¿Qué creen que es una inferencia? As in Spanish, is the same meaning. ¿Qué creen que es una inferencia? Listen to infer. Hmm? What do you think?
Inferencia.
Ajá, una inferencia. Do you have an idea?
No.
Cecilia?
¿Lo puedo decir en español?
Yes, you can do it.
Como deducir, no, concluir también puede ser.
Exactly. That is inference. Thank you so much. Liz.
Teacher, en Spanish, igual.
Claro que sí, sí.
Sí, algo así es como un proceso que derivamos a partir de una hipótesis, tal vez, o concluimos algo a partir de una hipótesis, una premisa.
Excellent. Yes, you're right. You both are right. So, inference, as your partner mentioned, is the ability we have to get or to arrive in a conclusion according to the information we have, ¿no? La inferencia es algo muy importante y esto no va a ser la primera vez. Van a ver los que se van a preparar más adelante para algún examen 12, para algún examen Michigan, Cambridge, etc. Van a hallar mucho lo que es la inferencia. And reading and listening is one of the skills that is the most evaluated. Es una de las habilidades más evaluadas. What is inference? Como mencionó Liz, como mencionó Cecilia, la información que tenemos, supónganse, a ver, aquí vamos a dibujar. Supónganse que en aquí yo tengo una información. Me está hablando de X aspecto. Aquí me está hablando otra información de X aspecto. Y en aquí otra información, ¿no? Como en los listenings que hemos tenido hace un momento. De las películas, por ejemplo, ¿no? Nos decía que tal, de tal persona, pero en ningún momento nos decía la respuesta correcta. No nos mencionaba la respuesta correcta. So, para hacer la inferencia, yo tengo que tomar estas informaciones y llegar a una conclusión en general. Así que en la inferencia, por eso van a ver que en mayoría de los listenings no van a tener ningún, ¿cómo podríamos decir? La respuesta directa. Hay, claro, las que son las memorísticas y literales, pero no todas son así. La mayoría van a ser inferencias. Ahora, un ejemplo de inferencia puede ser, for example, you are in a room with your partner, están en un, no sé, en la sala de estudio con su compañero y supónganse que la ventana está abierta, pero uno de tus compañeros te dice, está haciendo mucho frío así, está haciendo mucho frío, está entrando viento por la ventana. Lo que realmente te está diciendo tu compañero es que cierres la ventana, por favor, pero no te está diciendo eso directamente. So, we infer, inferimos, ¿no? O por ejemplo, yo puedo decir, no sé, ay, esta silla es muy incómoda, ¿no? Esta silla es muy incómoda. O a otra persona, donde estoy en un cuarto con su silla de otra persona y diciendo, ay, esta silla es muy incómoda, o no puedo sentarme bien, o me hace doler la espalda. Lo que a veces quiere decir la persona es que, por favor, cámbiame de silla, ¿no? O vamos a otro lugar, o nos levantaremos, ¿no? So, that is inference. When we infer, we have to take details in order to get to a conclusion, all right? So in this case, what it says, listen again and click on one or more adjectives to describe each movie based on the reviewer's opinion. So let's see. Here we have the ceiling, cantata, my friend Keisha, the great camel, I need a taxi, and fast forward. So let's listen.
Review number 1. Has anyone seen the movie The Sibling? I have. And I have to say, it's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Here's what it's about. This family moves into a big new house. At first, everyone is really happy. But one night, the kids see a family outside the house that looks just like their family. Well, after that, all kinds of violent things happen, and they're all totally terrified. I guess they wanted to make the movie really scary, but for me, it just wasn't. As a matter of fact, I thought it was totally confusing. Frankly, I'd rather see something a little more serious. I give it 1 star, and that's it.
Okay, so number 1 is the same audio we listened before. The sibling, what does it consider? He doesn't mention, but do you think it's silly, unforgettable, or terrifying?
Silly, I think.
Okay, silly. Liz?
Yes, teacher, the same. Silly, silly.
Silly. So let's see it. Excellent. Silly, because he think he was not serious. So that is inference. He doesn't mention that is silly, but we get to that conclusion because he mentioned some negative aspects, something that he disapproved, some thoughts, some, I don't know, aspects about the movie that is the sibling. Excellent. So number 2, let's listen.
Review number 2.
I know a lot of people think if a movie is about real people and doesn't have actors, boring. They'd rather just watch something else. But I recently saw the film Cantata about a Peruvian opera singer, and that was not true at all for this movie. It talks about his career starting from when he was really young. And the music? What can I say? He's just a wonderful singer. This is a movie you're always gonna remember.
Review.
Okay, so number 2, Cantata. Cecilia?
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. Excellent. Any other one who would like to give their own opinion?
Boring.
Boring. All right. So let's see. At the beginning, she said, most people think that the cantata is boring, but then she explained why this movie is unforgettable. Unforgettable. Okay. Unforgettable. So let's listen. Number 3. Now I will choose volunteers. Voy a escoger because there are some people I would like to listen to.
Number 3. I've just seen the movie My Friend Keisha. It's a little old, but what a great film. At first, I thought the story sounded kind of weird, but I was totally wrong. Angie Thomas plays the main character, Keisha, a chef who can't find work. Every time Keisha goes on an interview, the job goes to a man. So, when she hears about an opening at a nice French restaurant, she decides to dress as a man to get the job. But then, her manager, a woman, who thinks Keisha is a man, begins to fall in love with her. Rather than weird, the movie is in fact very funny. And not only that, the movie really makes you think about some of the difficulties women have in their careers. If you want a good laugh and you want to think, be sure to see this amazing movie. It's a classic. I give it 5 stars.
Okay, so number 3, Abraham Ali. Are you here? All right. Okay, so Carla y Carlos, perdón. I'm sorry. Carla.
I think it would be so provoking.
Okay, Carlos, what about you?
Estoy dudando entre hilarious y thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking. Okay, so let's see it. Hilarious. He thought he's hilarious. Okay? Thought-provoking as well. It can be as well thought-provoking because it says listen again and click on one or more adjective. Because at the end he explained that he makes you think about every single thing that the girl in this case, the Keisha, has to pass in during the life. So we can also check it another adjective, so do not limit to that. Excellent. So number 4, let's listen.
Review number 4.
An interesting movie I just saw recently was The Great Camel. It's about this camel that greets tourists at the Great Wall of China. There are no actors and no real camels in the movie. It's all drawings, beautiful drawings, especially when you watch her walk along the Great Wall. The only problem is that the story is kind of hard to understand. One day, the camel discovers that she has a special talent. When she drinks a lot of water, she can sing really well. I don't really get that. But the story is really sweet. You feel good when she surprises all the tourists with her singing. In the end, she becomes famous and everyone's happy. It's a good movie for kids.
Laura, please.
Confusing.
Confusing. Liz, what about you?
The same, teacher, confusing.
All right. So yeah, excellent. Confusing, because she also mentioned, right? It was not well to understand the movie. Number 5. So let's listen.
Review number 5.
I have always wanted to see the movie I Need a Taxi, so I finally streamed it last night. The movie's opening scene is pretty amazing. It's raining, and all these people are trying to get taxis, but none of the taxis are stopping for them. So they all start singing and dancing in the street, in the rain. It makes you want to dance, too. But after that, I didn't think the music or the dancing was very good. And it's almost 3 hours long. The movie is actually about a guy, an actor, who drives a taxi when he's not acting. One day, an English teacher takes his taxi, and he falls in love with her. Unfortunately, you have to watch them not being able to get together for the next 2 hours. But you actually want to help them, and you feel kind of sad for them. Let's say it's not bad, but it's not great.
Okay. So for number 5, please, Daniel.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. Okay. So let's see, Dailin.
The same, teacher, disappointing.
The same, disappointing. So let's see it. Romantic. It says romantic. Disappointing, yeah, by the reviewer, but it can also be. All right. So now let's listen the last
Review number
conversation.
6. I'm not a big fan of the actor Son Chi-yu, but I enjoyed him in the movie Fists of Power. The movie is about a doctor in San Francisco. As a child, his father teaches him how to fight with his feet and his fists. He'd rather not fight. He'd rather help people. But he knows he has to. So when he grows up, he fights the bad guys. Lots of bad guys. The only problem with this movie is that the bad guys are really, really bad. So the movie is just not appropriate for children. But I kind of liked it.
Laura, please.
Violent.
Violent. Excellent. What else? Estrella. Number 6.
Violent.
Violent as well. Okay, so let's check it. Oh, it was disappointed as well. Violent. Excellent. So this is listen to infer. We listen and then we infer about anything. Of course, mostly information do not appear in any conversation, any review, or any reading comprehension. Okay? We have to read and we have to infer. We have different ways in order to listen, though. Okay? So, what it says here, listen to their conclusions, listen to the reviews again, and with a partner, discuss what do you think the genre of each movie in. Explain your reasons. We are going to explain, all right? Only just again, you listen, what does the person think about the sibling, cantata, my friend Keisha, the great camel, I need a taxi, and the fist of power. And then you will tell me. Of course, these movies, most of them do not exist. But you are going to tell me what do you think about the movies according to the reviewers? And maybe tell if you would like to see them or to watch them or not. So let's listen and only be focused.
Review number 1. Has anyone seen the movie The Sibling? I have. And I have to say, it's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Here's what it's about. This family moves into a big new house. At first, everyone is really happy. But one night, the kids see a family outside the house that looks just like their family. Well, after that, all kinds of violent things happen, and they're all totally terrified. I guess they wanted to make the movie really scary, but for me, it just wasn't. As a matter of fact, I thought it was totally confusing. Frankly, I'd rather see something a little more serious. I give it 1 star, and that's it.
Okay, so I asked all of you. Les pregunto a todos. What do you think about the sibling? What do you think the genre of the sibling? What do you think? Liz, please, and then Carla.
The genre horror movie, teacher.
Yes, it's a horror movie. What would you like to see it? Or to watch it?
Teacher?
¿Te gustaría verlo? And the reviewer gives some opinions about this movie. But what about you? According to, is a horror movie? Yes, but as we know, not all horror movies are well produced. You can say it. So what do you think about the sibling?
In my opinion, for the review, the sibling is silly, and I don't want to see.
Okay, so you wouldn't like to see it. Excellent. Thank you so much. Carla?
For me, it was confusing, this movie. And also, I wouldn't see it.
Okay, so it sounds like confusing, right? And it doesn't call attention, even though for the reviewer also he gave 1 star. Excellent. So now let's listen about cantata.
Review number 2.
I know a lot of people think if a movie is about real people and doesn't have actors, boring. They'd rather just watch something else. But I recently saw the film Cantata about a Peruvian opera singer, and that was not true at all for this movie. It talks about his career starting from when he was really young, and the music? What can I say? He's just a wonderful singer. This is a movie you're always gonna remember.
Review number 3.
Okay, so in this case, Cecilia, what do you think about cantata?
Well, she said that the movie is unforgettable. So I think that merece, ¿cómo se dice merece?
That, like what? In which sense?
Como que merece que la veamos.
Okay, in this case, it deserves.
It deserves that we watch.
It deserves to be watched. Okay, deserves to be watched.
Deserve to be watched. Almost 1 time.
Okay. Excellent. It deserves to be watched. En este caso, deserves es como que vale la pena, no que merece, something like that. All right? Excellent. What about you, Cristel? What do you think about cantata? Cristel? Are you here? Are you there? Cristel fall asleep. Cristel. Y yo gritando, Betsabe, please.
Okay, as she said, many people don't like this film, but I think it's a musical film also, and unforgettable. Well, I would like to watch it.
Excellent, Betsabe. Thank you so much. So yeah, Cantata, do you know how we influence to the reviewers? When a person recommends something, we see it, but when someone give us like bad explanation, we don't see it. All right, so now let's listen about my friend Keisha.
I've just seen the movie My Friend Keisha. It's a little old, but what a great film. At first, I thought the story sounded kind of weird, but I was totally wrong. Angie Thomas plays the main character, Keisha, a chef who can't find work. Every time Keisha goes on an interview, the job goes to a man. So, when she hears about an opening at a nice French restaurant, she decides to dress as a man to get the job. But then, her manager, a woman, who thinks Keisha is a man, begins to fall in love with her. Rather than weird, the movie is in fact very funny. And not only that, the movie really makes you think about some of the difficulties women have in their careers. If you want a good laugh and you want to think, be sure to see this amazing movie. It's a classic. I give it 5 stars.
Okay, so please.
Teacher, Above Film is a great film. She can a great work. A classic movie, amazing, and I would like to see that movie.
Excellent, Liz. Thank you so much. And what about you, Carlos?
Pero ¿qué tiene que decir?
Carlos, you're not paying attention. Okay. You have to tell me, what do you think about my friend Keisha? Tienes que decirme qué es lo que piensas de este género. It says that it's kind of comedy, romantic, and it explains us how difficult is for a
¿Lo que
woman
opinaban en los
to be
reviews o de mi opinión?
your opinion about the review, according to the review.
Y solo recuerdo que era divertida y hacía pensar al tipo que la vio, pero tal vez era porque era hombre, ¿no? No sé.
Yes. And like he fell in love with that was the comedy. That man saw her because she was like her costume was like a man, and they fall in love, but the other man didn't want to accept that. But at the end, he noticed that she was a woman, and why she were like a man was because it was really difficult to be a chef or to study for be chef in a university for women. So that's why she were like this, like Mulan, but in not too high level. All right, so Carlos, please pay attention. All right. It's sometimes tired, and no, I know. Most of you maybe study all the week. Most of you maybe work and study, and it's really difficult. But give a you effort. All right, so now let's talk about the Great Camel.
Review number 4.
An interesting movie I just saw recently was The Great Camel. It's about this camel that greets tourists at the Great Wall of China. There are no actors and no real camels in the movie. It's all drawings. beautiful drawings, especially when you watch her walk along the Great Wall. The only problem is that the story is kind of hard to understand. One day, the camel discovers that she has a special talent. When she drinks a lot of water, she can sing really well. I don't really get that. But the story is really sweet. You feel good when she surprises all the tourists with her singing. In the end, she becomes famous and everyone's happy. It's a good movie for kids.
Review.
All right, so now I ask to you, Marcela, what do you think about The Great Camel? Would you like to see it?
I don't know. Maybe if I am with my little niece, I will see it. But if I by myself, I will not see it. I
Okay,
really don't
thank you so
like
much.
this type of cartoon movies.
Yes, also because it mentioned that is very good for children, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
only good for
if I
them.
stay with my little niece, maybe I will see it. But by myself, no, probably not.
Thank you so much, Marcela. And now last one. What about you, Karin?
Okay, I think about this movie. Mm, it's thought-provoking because we know new cultures. Yet his and it's and their histories.
Excellent. It's thought-provoking as well. Knowing new cultures with language with any movies, it also kind of empathy with other ones. Thank you so much, Karin. So now let's listen about I Need a Taxi.
Review number 5.
I have always wanted to see the movie I Need a Taxi, so I finally streamed it last night. The movie's opening scene is pretty amazing. It's raining, and all these people are trying to get taxis, but none of the taxis are stopping for them. So they all start singing and dancing in the street, in the rain. It makes you want to dance, too. But after that, I didn't think the music or the dancing was very good. And it's almost 3 hours long. The movie is actually about a guy, an actor, who drives a taxi when he's not acting. One day an English teacher takes his taxi and he falls in love with her. Unfortunately, you have to watch them not being able to get together for the next 2 hours. But you actually want to help them, and you feel kind of sad for them. Let's say it's not bad, but it's not great.
Okay, so in this case, what do you think, Dialing, about I Need Taxi? It's like a Grease movie and musical.
Yes, it has mentioned it's like a music. It's a very long film, and I wouldn't like see because I'd rather to see uh, rather to see, for example, horror movie than musical movie. I think, and I wouldn't like.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dailin. And now let's listen the last one.
Review number 6. I'm not a big fan of the actor Son Chi-yu, but I enjoyed him in the movie Fists of Power. The movie is about a doctor in San Francisco. As a child, his father teaches him how to fight with his feet and his fists. He'd rather not fight. He'd rather help people. But he knows he has to. So when he grows up, he fights the bad guys. Lots of bad guys. The only problem with this movie is that the bad guys are really, really bad. So the movie is just not appropriate for children. But I kind of liked it.
All right, so the last one who's going to participate, Laura, please. Would you like to tell me what do you think about the Fist of Power, and if would you like to see it?
Um, I think that he recommended, but of course not for a child. And I am a big fan of action movies, so I would like to see it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Laura. So, this is about listen to draw conclusion. How we draw conclusion according to what we listened before. So now we have the activate vocabulary. We already said too much. All right, so here is a new communication activator in which we can express an opinion about a movie. We have our talking points. Write notes about 2 movies or TV series you've seen recently. So now in this case, as we listen people to give their own review, you will also give your own review next class, la siguiente clase, all right? But please, if you want, you can screen this and screenshot, or also you have in your books, okay? How? You will do movie number 1 and movie number 2. Choose your 2 favorite movies. 2 favorite movies, or maybe it can be 1 favorite movie and 1 movie that you watch it, maybe on TV, on cine, but you weren't so, how can I say? It doesn't call your attention. So you can choose any of them. One favorite and the one that is less favorite, or maybe you can recommend or you cannot recommend it because you don't think it's good. You write down the title, you will search how it is the title. For example, we have for in Jefe en Pañales, but in English we don't say the bus pampers. So it says baby bus. So it changed in title. You are going to notice us. When did you see it? Telling us the date, which genre it is. If you find out that it has or it covers different genres, you can write it down. Si una película cubre más de un género, pueden escribirlo, buscar nuevo vocabulario. That is okay. You can write actors, maybe main actors that calls your attention, and which adjective does that movie well described. Okay? For example, that movie was boring, I don't know, hilarious, amazing, etc., etc. And you're going to give us a little review of what is it about. What is it about? X movie. Okay? So did you understand this topic? This will be for the next class. You are going to tell me. I will ask you. Anyways, I will print this. Cecilia.
Any movie.
Yes.
We can choose TV series or only movies.
You can choose TV series as well. Here it says TV series as well. If you are not a movie person or a TV series, you can maybe book genre. If not, you don't have book genre, any other one. I don't know. Maybe in my case, some people read comics, mangas, anime. You can do it whichever you want. All right, but try to first have your sketch. Escriban. Then you organize your idea for talk, for speak. Okay? You can say, I watched a movie that calls the title. I saw it on last year. The genre is a horror movie. There are an actor that is really famous, I don't know, Evan Peters, suppose. I think this movie is amazing and is thoughtful. What is it about? This movie is about a guy who is da 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 da. All right? So you are going to do this. You can do it your favorite one. You can do it the ones that you don't recommend, but you see it. It depends on you. All right? Anyways, I will try to give you some instructions in classrooms so you cannot forget it. So here we have communication activator. This you will use as a support. Let me see in which page it is. Here we have, yes, this is your homework. It's in page 33. talking points, and here we have the recycle list language. This language, this vocabulary you will use, van a usar esto, ¿ok? Here you have an example. I'm so sorry. Es para que lo vean como ustedes ven en el libro y así no nos confundamos de la página. I saw the documentary Free Solo on TV. It's about a rock climber. It's scary but thought-provoking. Use this one. This language we already seen. I've seen that one before. I've always wanted to see that. It's the funniest movie I ever seen. The question, was it funny? Was it violent? Was it exciting? How many stars do you give it? It is appropriate for children. Would you like to see it again? How many times have you seen it? So, all of this information, if you want, you also can add. Si quieren toda esta información, ustedes igual pueden añadir, ¿ok? Así que eso igual entraría, ¿no? Como van a hacer en aquí el what is it about, van a hacer como su pequeño párrafo que tienen aquí, ¿no? Write your paragraph to review, it will do the same. You will also are going to write here, what is it about. Van a dar su recomendación acerca de película 1, película 2, etc. Alright? Esto va a ser más que todo para que ustedes hablen. Ustedes ya lo van a tener escrito. ¿Dónde va a ir esta parte? Pues va a ir en la parte de speaking. Se los voy a poner, no se preocupen, en Classroom, ¿ya? Yo lo voy a poner en Classroom con los detalles posibles. Así que todo esto van a usar. Y esto ya van a hacer dentro de lo que es speaking. Escribirlo y ustedes van a darme el reporte. Alright? So now, si tienen alguna duda, igual me dicen, nomás no se preocupen. Reading. Cecilia, please.
He estado buscando en el libro físico. Solo tenemos hasta la página 152 impresa, pero igual también en el virtual tampoco es que tenga lo que transcrito, las partes de listening. Entonces, para un ejemplo, nos puede enviar en Classroom lo que está transcrito sobre las películas.
Esto no tiene, ¿no ve? Ok.
Eso.
Ya. Ok, entonces, ustedes me dicen nomás, creo que mantiene su código, ¿no ve? Tiene ahí el código de listening. Me dicen de la página que es y con qué subtítulo están y yo les envío. Porque en aquí yo puedo copiar y pegar, así que lo puedo poner en un documento, no hay problema.
Sí, por favor, para tener como un ejemplo de cómo también guiarnos o
Dale.
redactar. Gracias.
Ya. Entonces les voy a enviar de esto. Dame un ratito, me voy a sacar screenshots porque... Sí, de estos reviews, yo les voy a enviar en un PDF, en Classroom, ¿ya? Todo esto. El review number 1, review number 2, etcétera. ¿Ok? Gracias más bien por avisarme. Me van a decir si cualquier material necesitarían, ustedes me dicen nomás, yo les voy a ayudar en proveerles el material. Excellent. Thank you so much. So, now let's continue with reading. Karen, please.
Ya, que hay que hacer, ¿no? La que nos acaba de mencionar, anterior a esta, tenemos que subirla o directamente la siguiente clase la vamos a exponer, se podría decir, ¿no? La vamos a...
Primero, esto lo que van a hacer va a estar en su parte de speaking, speaking. ¿Por qué no writing? Porque en aquí ustedes están preparando como un pequeño sketch de lo que me van a decir en speaking la siguiente clase. Así que la parte escrita va a ir en la parte de speaking. Yo lo voy a poner en PDF con sus tareitas para que no exista confusión. El reporte de ello, la siguiente clase, siguiente sábado, ¿ya? Me van a hacer. Yo voy a escoger al azar, así que todos ustedes tienen que estar listos para darme el reporte y prácticamente, ¿no? La opinión que tengan de la película. Eso. Luego después, sí, eso. No sé si se entendió. ¿Soso?
Más o menos, capaz que por lo que me ha faltado una clase se me han cruzado un poquito los cables, como diría. Esto del speaking directamente es como exponerlo, ¿cierto?
Porque sí.
Ya. Y
Ajá.
ya, posiblemente nos mande. Eso no he entendido, por favor, disculpas.
No, no te preocupes. Las tareas yo les envío en PDF, ¿no? Ve ahí para que diga de writing, de speaking, eso más que todo para controlar que cada unidad ustedes están trabajando parte en el portafolio. En el portafolio, ustedes esta parte van a poner al speaking. En el speaking tenemos una carátula, ahí sí ustedes ponen, ¿dónde está? Dame un ratito. Esto, lo que van a hacer, ¿no? Su review como tal. Esto en speaking. La siguiente clase, ustedes, como esto ya han hecho, tienen que estar con las ideas todo organizadas para que ustedes me digan el review, cómo lo han hecho de las anteriores películas, de estas, ¿no? Cómo lo han hecho en aquí diferentes speakers. De esto igual les voy a mandar el PDF. En el portafolio, de manera escrita, esto tiene que estar, esta parte. Y de manera oral, pues en ningún lado, porque yo les voy a preguntar. Denme su review de tal, ¿ok? ¿Qué más? Sí, eso nomás. De todos modos, si tienen alguna duda, igual me dicen, nomás no se preocupen. All right, so now let's continue with reading. Reading, in this case, have a new article talking about, in this case, favorite movies. So in this case, it says, read about what makes us love a movie. Which aspects of a movie are most important to you? So now, let's listen and you follow with the reading, ¿ok? Sigan la lectura mientras va hablando.
What is it about our favorite movies? Have you ever thought about what it is that excites us about the movies we love? It all starts with a good screenplay. The screenwriter develops the movie's characters and tells their story. A bad screenplay can leave us confused or bored to tears. Here are the main reasons people love movies. An actor's performance is probably one of the main reasons we say we love a movie. Some actors are famous for playing a particular type of character in all their movies. For example, Chinese actor Jackie Chan excites audiences because of his ability to wow us with his fists and do the amazing things he does in his action movies. And he knows how to make his audience laugh. Some actors are multi-talented. U.S. actor Meryl Streep is famous for her ability to copy accents and play completely different characters from movie to movie. And she can sing, too. While we all have favorite actors, not everyone has a favorite director. Perhaps that's because we don't actually see the director in the movie. However, the director decides how to tell the story. She or he works with a cinematographer to make decisions about lighting or when to use close-ups. Some directors are famous for their ability to help their actors produce their best performances. For example, Mexican director Alfonso Cuarón, who won an Oscar for Best Director for the film Roma, made a decision not to tell his actors about a scene until 1 or 2 days before it was shot. Roma also received acclaim for acting as well as cinematography. Special effects have excited moviegoers since the early days of the movies. Today, most special effects are computerized and look completely real. In the movie Jurassic World, for example, advanced technology created a variety of terrifying lifelike dinosaurs, and audiences loved it. Action films, like The Avengers, use special effects so their superhuman characters are able to do impossible things, like jumping off buildings and walking through walls. What excites you the most when you see a movie?
Okay, so now, in this case, we have reading comprehension. It talk about what is it about our favorite movies. So, in this case, what did you understand? There is any volunteer who would like to share about what does this article talks about? Why does he mention Alonso Cuarón? Why he mentioned special effects and other things? So, there is any volunteer who would like to share their own opinion? Yes or not? Betsabe, please.
He told us that Well, about the directors of the films, maybe we don't know who are them because they aren't appear on films. They also talked about special effects. For example, in Avengers, I don't remember the name, but in that people can do like walking through the walls and jumping the buildings, and many actors. For example, one of them that make different characters in different films. That I remember.
Thank you so much, Betsabe. Yeah, in this article, it talks much about what is it about our favorite movies. So what makes a movie that many people think that is our favorite ones? It may be the production, it may be the director, or it may be the special effects. And which are the keys that a movie is being loved with many people? Okay, so actually, it's talk about different keys. Like, I don't know, many people love Avengers. So, what makes Avengers different from other movies that has the same genre? So here, for example, Alfonso Cuarón mentioned different techniques, not all, but different techniques that he used at the moment to produce any movie that many people like. For example, he mentioned that he don't tell to the actors, also his actors, about 2 days, 3 days, 1 or 2 days before it was shot. It doesn't mean like they the actors do not know, even though the ending do not know the plot. No, at least when they have to act. So that's some techniques many people has. Okay, so in this case, we have it says recognize main idea. Choose the statement that best expresses the main idea of the article. So in this case, we have these three ones. The director is the most important person in the making of a film. There are several aspects of movie making that affect how we feel about a movie. The actor in a movie are the main reason people like it. So let's listen and let's catch up. Carla, please.
I think it would be there are several aspects of movie making that affect how we feel about a movie.
All right. Thank you so much, Carla. So, there is any other opinion? Karen, please.
Yes, option B, because the most important about article teach us about article highlights the different skills like abilities, achievements. Eso.
All right. Excellent, Karen. So, let's see. Perfect. You're doing great. Letter B. There are several aspects of movie making that affect how we feel about a movie. It's not only the director, it's not only actors, but there are different skills that are applied in any film. Thank you so much for your participation, you both. So, here we have new words in which we have to complete different statements, like audiences, characters, cinematographer, screenplay, and special effects. So, in number one, it says, in a movie, the actors play the that are in the screenplay. So, in this case, what does they play? In a movie, the actors play the what?
Characters.
The characters. Perfect, the characters. personajes. Number 2, advanced technology can create to excite and draw audience.
Special effects.
Special effects.
Excellent. Special effects. Number 3, helps a director make decisions about lighting and close-ups.
Cinematographer.
Excellent. Cinematographer. Number 4, a good often has interesting characters and is thought-provoking. A good what? A screenplay or audience?
A good screenplay.
Screenplays. Yes, excellent, Christelle. Thank you. A screenplay. Number 5, can feel either confused or bored if a screenplay isn't very clear. So,
Audience.
audience. Excellent. Audiences. Perfect. So, this is new vocabulary. Don't forget. Characters, personajes. Special effects, efectos especiales. Cinematographer, cinematógrafo. Screenplay, que en este caso sería la pantalla, ¿no? Audiences, que sería nuestra audiencia, las personas que van a ver. So, in this case, we draw different conclusions. We are going to continue this next class because it's almost time, and then with the communicator activator. And what else? Yes, then we are going to finish with this unit and start unit number 4. Excellent. So, if you have any question about different structures, grammar structures, vocabulary we already seen, you can tell me. It doesn't, don't worry, I'm not going to be like, you didn't pay attention. No, you can ask to me, okay? Just give me a second. We are keeping to in this place. Tengo que ver la página siempre. Aquí, nos estamos quedando aquí. All right, so please, I would like you to turn on your cameras. Most of you are. Betsabelis. And please smile. Smile, smile. I will take the screenshot in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, I'm the only one who look, okay. Thank you so much for your assistance and thank you so much for your participation. Your homework will be available until 9 of today. Yes, hoy en la noche voy a subir su tareita. Cualquier consulta me dicen nomás, ¿ya? Acerca de los reading, vayan viendo, tenemos varios, aunque he visto uno muy adecuado, que la siguiente clase les voy a dar esa opción también y vemos si va bien o si necesitamos hacerlo de otra manera. All right? Thank you so much for your participation, for your presence here, and see you next Saturday. Do not forget to work on your portfolios and do not forget to work on the forms you have on Classroom. No se olviden hacer sus formularios, el workbook, TV worksheet también van a tener habilitado unidad 3 ya. All right? So, see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. See you.